Chad, tell us about your platform.
Our platform, for the main part, it has several different tenets, but the main focus is just making the SGA more accessible to all students. Mm-hmm. You know, our positions are elected by each and every student on this campus, and therefore we should represent their ideas and their interests. And oftentimes that doesn't happen. Roughly only 10% of students vote in the elections, and to me that seems like a problem because it's certainly not representative of the student, the majority of campus interests. So we want to definitely make ourselves more visible, and we plan on doing that by scheduling meetings with student organizations and trying to be at athletic events and other events that are held on campus, so we can get our faces out there and try to speak at different events and say, hey, listen, this is who we are. You can come up to us anytime you want. Certainly friendly, and we're open to any suggestion from any student, because that's who our focus is toward, any student on the ETSU campus. Some of the high points in our platform are improving the advisement process is one of the big things we want to do. A lot of times you have students that come down to their senior year, and it turns out they lack one class to graduate, and oftentimes they can't get a waiver on that, and so therefore they have to go an extra semester, or take a summer term or something of that sort. And not only does that cause a financial burden on someone, but it's really psychologically and emotionally stressful too, to think you're going to graduate and then you say, hey, I got to put my life off for another semester in order to just get the 3 credit hours I need to graduate. So we definitely think there could be some improvement there. Another thing we want to address is campus safety, because so often we not only hear this from students, but it actually is seen in studies that students just simply do not feel safe on campus. And even though our record would show that we do have a safe campus here at East Tennessee State University, there's obviously a problem if there's still this hysteria that students feel that they're not safe. There's some issue that we're not addressing there. So we need to definitely take a look at that and try to fix that. We've got plans to install more lighting on campus. I know in a lot of places it's dark if you have to walk a long way to your car at night. Especially for anyone, but for the female community, it definitely is a little unnerving sometimes if you have to walk alone to your car at night. So we want to try to improve campus safety if we can. Parking problem, huge issue. Hear it from everybody. The sad thing is we've seen a lot of proposals for parking. The question is, what do you do? And in my opinion, none of the proposals have been very good. You simply can't squeeze 5,000 cars into 3,000 spaces. That's a simple truth. But that said, we keep continuing to grow as a campus, and so therefore something has to be done. We've built more spaces, or we're currently building more spaces. They should be here by the fall, and they should be finished. And that will certainly help alleviate some of the problem. But I think we need to focus on perhaps class scheduling, because it's not all of the time that these spots are full. A lot of times you find empty spots, and so that seems to me like we need to target these peak hours, because they're certainly full 3 to 4 hours out of the day, but any time out of that, after that, there are plenty of free spots. So I think the problem we need to look at is scheduling, and perhaps diverting some of the classes to either different days or different schedules in order to alleviate this what I call bottlenecks. It's really when you come to a time where all the spots are full, and just rearrange classes. I think we can certainly solve some of the problems there. Another thing we want to do is try to make ETSU a leader in sustainability. We're a leader in education. We're a leader in diversity. So we definitely want to make ourselves a leader in sustainability. With that, we'd like to see a presidential commitment to the President's climate commitment. So we'd like to see Dr. Stanton try to sign on to that. It's you know, it's just a pledge to become more green, and some other schools have signed on to it. Not too many in the TVR system. So you know, we definitely need to be on the forefront of this and be one that just be a leader as a university, like we are in many other areas. Last main key that we hit in our platform is promoting diversity. You know, at ETSU, I think we do a fairly good job of promoting diversity as it is, but steps can always be taken. And as a student government representative, we don't need to just represent the majority of the campus, but we also need to target those marginalized students who don't always have a voice. Because here on campus, everyone's an equal, so they should be given the same opportunity to be heard as anyone else. So we really want to reach out to those communities, and we'll do that through going to different student organizations, Black Affairs, Multicultural Affairs, LGBT Ties, just to name a few. We'll go to FMLA, try to hit the women's studies groups. All the groups that are your typical marginalized students, we definitely want to connect to those and say, you know, we're really here to listen to your voice.
I think that like our biggest position for Chad Hall, Valisa Griffin, and Victoria Highfield running for the executive branch is really to usher our university into an era of greatness, to be instrumental in that. I mean, obviously we're experiencing a situation, and I think that maybe the administration kind of sometimes can underestimate the knowledge that students have of the economic times we find ourselves in. We're very cognizant of the fact that we don't have the monetary capability to spend money like we used to 4 or 5 years ago, or to hire on people like we used to 4 or 5 years ago. But our ticket, I feel, stands strongly in the fact that just because we don't have money doesn't mean we don't have solutions. That there are other solutions that we can seek out to solve the problems that are pertinent to the student body. So we hope to be instrumental in bringing those problems and those issues to the forefront of the university agenda, and in finding some alternate solutions, because we have to stop focusing constantly on the economic climate we find ourselves in and start focusing on just how the laws of economy dictate that at some point we're going to come out of it. So when we come out of it, we need to have a plan for what we're going to do. That being said, the advisement process is something that I've stood very strongly for. I've spoken to Dr. Stanton actually in one of our SGA meetings personally about it, that there is extreme frustration. And one thing that I've always said about it is that myself, you know, as a 21-year-old woman, if I went home to my parents that I don't live with and they saw my transcript that I had an F, there would be complete disappointment. You know, there would be I mean, they would be upset with me, because even though I am an adult, failure is intolerable. Failure has to be intolerable of our university. We have to stand up for that. And so that's why we feel that the advisement process has to be improved. We have to have people who know what they're talking about. We have to have a catalog that is very clear and concise so that students can plan out their college careers and accomplish their goals on schedule. We are also committed to campus safety, and so that's going to deal a lot with installing emergency kiosks where we don't have them, where we need them most. Also, Chad spoke about our lighting at some of these pedestrian crosswalks, and also just promoting the programs that we already have, like Safe Voyage, making sure that students are aware of that and are aware of how they can access that. And we've also been very focused on trying to be leaders in sustainability. And so I think that the people on our ticket have been instrumental, even before, you know, ever having had any type of opportunity to run for an executive board position. We've been instrumental in authoring legislation that has to do with that. That we want to see our university as it is right now entering into its 100th year. We want to see the next 100 years, and we don't want to be the university that waits on everybody else to make decisions about sustainability. We want to be the pioneers, we want to be the leaders, we want to be the trailblazers. And that's really what it's about. It's just about continuing to usher our university into an era of greatness and continuing to bring the students' issues to the forefront of the university agenda.